Ready for your sip of black coffee? Let's see if we can make your mind bend. Picture this, the serene face you see in the mirror every morning that you think you know. What if it's not really you? What if truly knowing yourself comes at a cost? Not metaphorically, not spiritually, but existentially. A cost so high that humanity, over countless generations, have conspired to bury the truth. Yo, society has woven myths, cultures have spun tales, and even your own mind, yes, the tool you trust for clarity, has built walls to keep you in the dark. We parade self-knowledge as a highest virtue, a lofty pinnacle of human achievement, a final evolution. But what if that summit hides a precipice? What if there isn't a reward awaiting in you, but a reckoning? You see, knowing yourself could mean stepping into a light so blinding that it burns away the illusions that are designed to protect you. What if who you think you are is a well-constructed lie? A story stitched together to keep you sane. The question isn't whether you desire to know who you are. The question is, can you survive it? Ask yourself right now, who am I if I don't say my name? If I strip away the safety of titles and labels, the roles and expectations of comfort, the bald memories of someone else's perceptions of me, what is left? If you were able to ask yourself this question, congratulations. You are one of the brave, a person of courage. You see, most people don't dare ever ask themselves this question, not because they're too busy and not because they have no interest in knowing, but because they fear that the answer may not be a gentle one, rather a harsh revelation. Because deep down they suspect the truth isn't just reassuring, it's something that's hollow. A silence that doesn't just whisper, it deafens. A void that doesn't merely just exist, it consumes. They feel it like a shadow clinging in the presence, but just out of sight. They distract themselves with noise, stories, and purpose, but the shadow still remains, and they don't ever turn to face it. They don't dare. Because once you start to look and truly look into yourself, you will begin to understand. You will start to see the cracks. The edges of the constructed self start to fray. And the foundations shift under the weight of your own gaze. And once they start to unravel, you will never be able to put them back together again. The moment you began to open your eyes, the world began to do its work. It whispered labels into your ear. Boy, girl, good, lazy, difficult. Every word, every judgment, every expectation is a brick layer, a brick and brick after brick. They built you into a structure called a person. Look closer. Who laid the foundation beneath the architecture of you? Was it you? Your family gave you love, but also guilt crafted with care. Your school gave you discipline, but wove shame into the cracks, an invisible scaffold shaping how you stand. And your culture gave you values, draped in the warmth of belonging, but they were also shackles, carefully disguised as protection. You were taught, indoctrinated, even to mistake approval for identity. Your value was measured by how well you can follow the steps, obey, follow the systems, fit the mold. They told you to know yourself, but what they really meant was something far more sinister. Know your place. Allow me to tell you something forbidden, something most never really discovered, but it hums beneath the surface of their awareness. You are not a single unified self. You are a swarm, a vast shifting network of sub-personalities, a course of scripts and reactions, each one a piece, a fragment, written long before you had a say-so. Your family handed you some. Your culture added more. The world around you, moment by moment, continues to add to this script called you. But what if you strip away those layers, one by one? Every identity, every label, every conditioned response, gone. What do you imagine lies beneath? Most hope for something sacred, something hidden, something pure, some unchanging truth that is waiting to be discovered. But there is no such thing beneath the mask. There is no holy core. There is no eternal eye. There is only stillness, absolute stillness, so vast, so alien that it terrifies those who glimpse it because we aren't wired to accept it. We crave solidity. We yearn to be someone, to matter. We cling to the idea of being something that exists, unchanging, permanent. But the truth? You are a dream that forgot it was dreaming. A story so well told that it began to believe its own fiction. Reality isn't something that you think. It is nothing that you grasp, define, or control. It grasps you. It thinks you, the all. Now for your viewer participation. Try this. Close your eyes for just a moment. Feel the air enter your lungs. Exhale slowly, as if the very act of breathing itself is a doorway. Now ask yourself a question that has no simple answer. Who is hearing this voice? Not your name, that's just a label. Not your personality, that's merely a collection of traits you've worn like clothing. Not the story you tell yourself about your life, your struggles, your triumphs. Set all that aside, just for now. Who remains? Who is hearing? Can you find where you end and the world begins? Can you trace the border between the observer and the observed? Or does it blur? Does it dissolve? That sensation that you're feeling right now, that fragile, dizzying blur, that is what you call truth. Clawing at the illusions that you call you. It whispers not in words, but in presence, daring you to look closer. If you felt fear just then, if your heart quickened even slightly, you didn't make a mistake. You didn't fail. You felt something real, something raw, unfiltered, and unbound by the stories we tell ourselves. It's there, it's waiting. The question is, are you willing to keep looking? So here it is, the truth that they've been keeping away from you. You are not the thinker of your thoughts. You are the witness silently observing. Your mind, it isn't a sanctuary. It's a parasite feeding on the echoes of past voices, absorbed patterns, and traumatic wounds. Your desires were programmed. Your preferences, your reactions, your opinions, mere echoes. And freedom, real freedom, isn't about bliss. Because to be truly free means that there is no one else to blame. There is no one responsible. Once you truly know yourself, you are accountable. You are responsible for every choice and every consequence. It is a burden that only a few are willing to carry. And now that you see the truth, what are you willing to do knowing they were hiding this from you? For the next 24 hours, I want you to question everything. Question your belief, your assumptions, your reactions. Treat them like foreign objects. And every time you say, I want you to pause and ask, who is speaking? Is it your mother? Is it your teacher? Is it your trauma? And watch how much of your life is ran on autopilot with patterns you never consciously chose. Then you must ask yourself, if I'm not choosing this, who is? This isn't about answers. It's about uncovering the mechanisms of your identity. The truth is already there, waiting for you to notice. Most people never awaken, not because they can't, but because they don't want to. Comfort seduces, purpose distracts. They keep you busy enough to ignore the cracks. But you listened, you heard the truth, and now you cannot unhear it. The mask is breaking, the story is falling. Good, let it. Because only then when the mask shatters can you see who is wearing it. And for those of you who dare to look, this is the beginning of something real. Now that you've seen your true self, what will you do with the one that was watching? This isn't the end. This is the beginning of something dangerous, something raw, and maybe, just maybe, something divine. But divinity comes with a price. It requires your courage to stand up against the shadows, the mask, and the unspoken thoughts. I'm your host, The Great Raw. This has been your sip of black coffee, and until the next time, dark vibes for life.
Hiking through cemeteries, I feel like I'm dead.